OpenAI just released GPT 5.6 and it's absolutely amazing. If you're comparing it to GPT 5.5, and today I'll be going over the benchmarks, what exactly is better about it, and of course what exactly is worse. Because it just came out, we have to start talking about whether it's worth it to switch from Claude to something like this. So first things first, there's three different models. They've got Sol, Terra, and Luna, conveniently named after cryptocurrencies, one of which was a pretty big disaster as it lost people $40 billion. The cryptocurrency was called Terra Luna, and Solana is another crypto which is down $100 billion, so people are not too happy with that, and I think it's kind of funny in the end that they decided to go for this naming structure, but regardless. We had ourselves this launch, of course, pretty hyped up over the past 24 hours, and they basically said, and here's the key caveat, that they believe it'll become available over the next coming weeks. Now, I'm actually asking myself already, why did they exactly decide to name it this way? Like, why is it so differently than Anthropic with a GPT 5.6 and then 3 suffixes? But you know what? Whatever. Let's talk about the model itself. Apparently, it's again in an Anthropic type of situation, where the model is so good, the US government had to investigate a little bit, and it's not letting people have access to it just quite yet. For now, at the request of the US government, we're starting with a limited preview among a small group of trusted partners in Codex and the API. So everybody else can't get access to it yet until it's been vetted by the US government and some trusted partners have, I guess, given some feedback. It says right here, Sol is their newest flagship model and a step function better than GPT 5.5. Terra delivers performance competitive to GPT 5.5 at 2x lower cost. So this is Terra, this is like the normal, right? It's just 2 times lower the cost, so essentially significantly more efficient. No real reason to use GPT 5.5 anymore. Luna is our most cost-efficient model, delivering strong capability at our lowest cost, and together, the GPT 5.6 family gives people and developers more choice in how they balance intelligence, speed, and cost. And again, I have to say, out of all the model providers, OpenAI is the craziest one when it comes to them, and I still don't really see exactly why they do it this way, but hey, how good is it? Like, what are the numbers looking like? Well, take a look at this post right here. You'd say it's literally the best thing we've ever seen. Apparently, there's GPT 5.6 Sol Ultra, which scores a 91.9, where Sol itself scores an 88.8, where Mythos scores an 88. Now that to me sounds kind of sus, because they put Fable 5 at 84.3 and GPT 5.6 Terra at 84.3. So that's the same as Fable 5. I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't believe these numbers. I just don't. Why? Well, if you scroll down slightly further, if you talk about cybersecurity right here, it shifts the performance efficiency frontier for long horizon security tasks, including vulnerability research and exploitation. They basically put Mythos Purview and Mythos 5 significantly above themselves. Well, specifically Mythos 5 right here. The reason I find this kind of peculiar, this whole debacle, is because I kind of wonder if Opus 4.8 and Mythos here are actually this expensive as they're making it seem, or if their models really are this cheap. But here's the thing, you can't trust benchmarks anymore. You really can't. It's mostly just about how it really works in real life. And so whenever these guys are posting up new benchmarks, just because it looks good on paper doesn't actually mean it's going to be that useful. Why? Well, most importantly, because of the earlier mentioned thing, that they're going to only be given it, access to a specific set of partners, and most likely they'll be adjusting these models to make sure that, well, you can't do too many crazy things with it. And so when we talk about the official capabilities, we're not talking anymore about how good an AI officially is, you know, and what parameters they've got running and so whatnot. We're talking about how good they can give you access to, because if it's too good, you can hack the entirety of the world. GPT 5.6 launches with our most robust safety stack yet, which is good, but that also means it kind of became probably quite dumb in a lot of ways, because it needs to have all these different factors of protecting itself, If you guys want to, make sure you join our free school. A link is down below for that as we cover AI stuff in here. You can just introduce yourself, maybe find some other cool like-minded people to work with, maybe get some tips, maybe you learn some cool tricks, whatever. It's a free school. Link is down below. Make sure you go ahead and check that out. And looking at their blog post where we can officially, really see the numbers, you can see that here GPT 5.6 Soul caps at 73.5%, where Mythos Purview caps at 74.2%. So yeah, it's literally worse. And I have no idea how these guys decided to launch something officially on every single front. It's irrefutable. They're slightly worse. And I mean, if you really start looking at the numbers, sure, they can win in some, and that's probably why they decided to release it. They also said they're launching some new reasoning effort levels. As you can see right here, we're introducing a new max reasoning effort to give Soul the most time to reason deeply. Additionally, we're introducing a new ultra mode that goes beyond the capabilities of a single agent by leveraging sub-agents to accelerate complex work. I believe in that sense they're mostly just copying Anthropic with their naming as well, but regardless, I'm gonna say that's kind of becoming industry standard. I think out of everything, the most interesting part is that they say they do not think this kind of government involvement is going to be the long-term default, but I personally think there's almost no way around this, and every single release from here on forward is gonna be mostly reviewed and led by government approval. And that's why right now the race, specifically with China, is going to become such an interesting one because, well, oh my days, ladies and gentlemen. I covered it in a previous video already. But it's going to be so interesting to see all these companies switching over to free things they can just run on their own devices. Especially when the gap is becoming so small. Like this free model over from China, GLM, is getting so good at these recent levels. It's getting so close to 4.8 Opus, so close to Fable 5 even. It's still a bit away, but you get the drift. It's getting close enough. Why face all these issues with perhaps having to verify your idea and perhaps not even actually getting access to it when you can also just go for these open source models? Anyway, if you want to install an open source model like GLM 5.2, if you like big ones, small ones, whatever your taste, I actually made a video about it in the recent history here, in the recent past on my channel, about how exactly to get these on your device. It's pretty simple, and I definitely recommend that you have at least one on your device for just in case. Even if it's not the best thing, it doesn't have to be 500 gigabytes of RAM you're going to use. Even if you have a 16 gigabyte Mac Mini, you have a 32 gigabyte MacBook Pro, it's nice to have at least something on there just in case. That's, again, my own personal opinion on the matter. Anyway, I'm predicting right now that the releases of all these AI models is going to be so weird from here on forward. We've literally seen now the last release ever from the frontier models that has gone without US government supervision. And most likely, the whole massive growth spurt is kind of ending here as well, mostly because, sure, these models can get slightly better, but at this point, we're getting to the point where AI is building AI. We covered that in a previous video as well, right? That's basically what's happening in the background. And also, they're going to get better really slowly as at this point because they're already just that good. Most subtasks you can think of they can kind of do. It's just the really broad reasoning part that's kind of difficult, but it's getting really good at it, especially we saw with Fable 5. And more importantly, the reason I'm saying all this is because theoretically, the models that we have are already better, like Fable 5, but we just can't get access to it. Now, it's being said that over the next couple of weeks it's going to be coming out. We already saw some weeks worth of delay with our GPT 5.6 here. I don't think it's going to get any better from here. I think the best of the AI days of the fast releases and the craziness and the wow factor is gone, because if something gets too good, the government will shut it down. And so most of the crazy hyped up things from here on forward will most likely be coming from China or another country if all of a sudden they're able to keep up. But yeah, would you switch? Would I switch? No. If you're using GPT 5.5 already, it's basically just the same thing but then cheaper. So you may as well keep using it. If you're using Claude, as at this point, these guys have not beaten them. And I think if this releases over the next couple of weeks, most likely Fable 5 is also going to be coming back on the market. So at that point, you're basically back to square. But then Claude officially with Fable 5 is slightly better following most metrics. So at this point, again, just like with the previous releases, it comes back to personal preference. 5.5 was amazing. A lot of people switched. But still, I don't know, Claude just feels kind of more like home to me, especially with their Fable 5 being earlier, and GPT 5.6 are having a lot more time, still not being able to beat it. But yeah, that's about it.